It went great. I had so much fun. The cast is amazing. And I mean, just so cool to be up there with Liz. It's been a minute, you know?
Crazy. I know. So you and Liz Gillies met doing 13, right?
Yeah, we met doing the workshop for 13 out in
Wow.
Connecticut.
Oh my God. And how old were you at that time?
We were both 15, and then we turned 16 during the run of it on Broadway.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's so crazy. I'm a huge fan of that musical, Graham. I love it so much.
Oh, good.
I'm such a huge fan. I mean, have you two kept in good touch over the years?
Yeah, we have kept in good touch. You know, we kind of have a web of friends that have stayed pretty close. I mean, Ari and Aaron Simon Gross were like childhood best friends from Boca Raton. So like really bizarre that they ended up in 13 together. Like
Yeah.
it really is that is super weird. Like they are best friends and then somehow ended up being in 13 together. So they're obviously still really close. Liz is one of Ari's best friends. I've known Ari for a
Right.
long time. And Eamon Foley, who directed me in Sunday in the Park with George, is friends with all of them. And, you know, we've all kind of split off and done really interesting, different things and transitioned from, you know, one area of the arts to another. And there's moments of distance, then we'll kind of come back and check in, and there's a lot of care there. And it's been nice to sort of have that touchstone because it was such a formative experience. I mean, it was crazy. You were all kind of, you know, just that age. You're kind of going through your first relationships and trying to figure out like what it even means to be in a relationship, what it means to be a friend. and
Yeah. Oh, hey now.
So, you know, it's just such a formative period that for it to also be tied with like the craziness of doing a Broadway show, it's just hard to kind of explain what that's like. And so to have people that were there and we're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. That was crazy. Really nice.
That's really special.
Oh my God, you know, I just forgot. I totally forgot. Liz and I did an episode of White Collar together randomly.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No, I did love that show. I loved that show so much.
Yeah, there was like, and my character was kind of, oh my God, it's Little Shop. He was kind of nerdy and was clearly pining for this like attractive, sultry, you know, 40-year-old like jazz crooner type person, you know, in a 18-year-old's body. So, you know, Liz. And I forget what happened in the end, but it was like Matt Bomer's character was like trying to set us up in some way. I guess it was like the plant. Yeah, it's so funny. I totally forgot about that. That was so bizarre. It's just so weird when you end up working with your friends because especially when you don't have any say in it and the universe kind of pops you together.
Is that what happened here with Little Shop?
Yeah, I mean, they wanted Liz to come back because people were loving her and I think she wanted to take a little break for her voice, but she didn't quite want to say goodbye to it yet. And so I think she was waffling a little bit. She wanted to, but she was like, I don't necessarily want to do it with someone I don't know. And she's like, who would I
Yeah.
do it with? And Eamon and I were at her and her husband's house, and Eamon like looked at her, and she was on the phone with like, you know, someone who like one of the producers or something or her reps, and he was like, hello, like Graham. And I wasn't there. I left the room, and she was like, huh. And I heard this all secondhand because I walked into the room and they were just looking at me, and I was like, what? I had no idea what they sort of talked about. And Liz was like, yeah, what about Graham Phillips? And they were like, yeah, approved. I think Michael Mayer was either on the line or they like had texted him or something. He's like, yeah, I love Graham, love the good wife. Like, cool. And a part of it, I think, was just like they're like, yeah, let's just find a way to keep Liz. And if it makes if we can
Oh,
keep Liz and like Graham will be fine. But yeah, she totally stuck her neck out for me, and I'm so grateful. It's the first lead in a show I haven't had to audition for, so that was really
wow.
cool. I've never
Yeah.
really had that happen before. It's always been, you know, the whole singing for your supper thing. And yeah, so I think that also made me work in some ways even harder because I wanted to. If you get recommended by one of your closest friends, you don't want to make them seem like a fool. So
Yeah.
in the time, the work, and it's such a great show to. It's so receptive to making bold choices. Like you can't really make a wrong choice.
You did another impression on here that I was gagged for, right when we started talking. What was it? Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Oh
Pascal.
yeah. Oh, yeah. My short-term memory here is crazy.
It's funny. Yeah, I've been singing some of Little Shop with Liz as Pascal. It's been great. Trying to remember what we were doing. It was like,
Does she do like a Kelly
oh
O'Hara?
yeah, yeah. She does it all.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a recording of Suddenly Seymour just full country. Like we realized it's a country song. We're like Suddenly Seymour stand beside you, and she comes in with like this whole like no, she just started just speaking. It was so brilliant. We were just at her place like a couple weeks ago. It was like a late night karaoke thing. And she just started saying, Nobody ever treated me kindly. Mama left early. Daddy was poor. And just like, before she started singing, it was so good. It was very like, I don't even, it was like George Strait meets like Johnny Cash and, that whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, I love
So I
it.
think we're going to record that.
So we need it now at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
that you've teased.
We're
Yeah.
going to get the band to play it once we arrange it. So that would be great.